Welcome to the only daily podcast focusing on compliance news of the day. Each morning, start your day with a cup of coffee and Tom Fox, the voice of compliance, to hear about 4 of the top compliance, corruption, or leadership stories you will need to start your day. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network.
December 14, 2019, the I Am Not a Crook edition. First up, from Sports Illustrated, former Pro Bowl running back Clinton Portis is a group of 10 ex-NFL players charged with defrauding the league's health care program for its retirees, according to an indictment. The group has been charged with submitting false and fraudulent health care claims to be reimbursed for medical equipment that was never purchased. The medical equipment describes the claims, including oxygen chambers, cryotherapy machines, ultrasounds, electromagnetic therapy devices, and machines used to conduct women's health exams and those on horses. More than 3.9 million in false and fraudulent claims were submitted, and 3.4 was paid. The 10 are allegedly committed a brazen multi-million-dollar fraud on the healthcare plan meant to help their former teammates and those retired. So sad and bad news out of the NFL. Next, from the New York Times, a story about WeWork and Marcelo Clore, its new executive chairman, who took over after the departure of the now disgraced Adam Neumann. He gave an interview to the Times, and he talked about the payment to Neumann of over $1 billion in the face of cutting or laying off 4,000 employees right before Christmas. So, obviously, that was some pretty bad press for WeWork. Clore claimed that SoftBank had no choice in doing so because of the not only amount of stock, but class of stock that Neumann held. He said the conversation went along the following. Adam, we trusted you. We gave you everything. It's fair to say things didn't work out as we originally planned. Now it's your turn to turn around and basically pay back that trust and provide us with a proxy of all your shares. And that Neumann ultimately complied. Of course, he's $1 billion richer. But if you're an employee for WeWork and actually trusted Neumann, you got a big fat goose egg. So happy holidays, Merry Christmas, or Happy Hanukkah to those that fell for it from WeWork. Next up, in an event which may demonstrate the relationship between the United States and Sweden right now, Sweden's prosecution authority has opened an investigation into possible bribery by employees at Ericsson. What makes this so stunning is that, of course, last week, Ericsson entered into a $1 billion FCPA agreement for its FCPA violations. Apparently, the Swedish prosecutors had not opened an investigation. It's not clear why they had not done so, perhaps at the request of the United States, perhaps because the United States didn't trust them, perhaps because they didn't think Ericsson had done anything wrong. It's not clear why, although the Swedish prosecutor authority noted, or the press release by the DOJ said they had noted assistance from the Swedish prosecutor's office. One might think that when you have one of the world's biggest anti-corruption settlements, that country in question might have started an investigation, but I guess not. Finally, Mike Lynch channels his inner Tricky Dicky and claims I am not a crook at his civil litigation trial in London. He said that the screw up around HP's integration of autonomy after the acquisition was all HP's fault. So good luck, Mike, when you're extradited to the United States for a criminal trial. The Daily Compliance News is a production of the Compliance Podcast Network and a proud member of C-Suite Radio. Thanks so much for listening.